So now in this video, let's further work in the login screen. Okay, so enter email, enter password and the input field. All the working is done. Now write down in here, in this row, in here we will create another click event kind of button for the forgot password, and then right after in here we will create a login button. Okay, so let's go and do that. Okay, first we will have a size box, so the forgot password will be a little bit down, and in here there will be some height between them. Okay, so simply copy that size box, okay, and write down in here, paste it. Okay, so it will create a height between this input field and the forget password. Okay, so now let's create a row widget. Okay, and in here put comma first, and we will create that forget password right at end. Okay, right in here as I told you before. Okay, now in here first we will set the main axis alignment. Okay, so it will be right at end. Okay, main axis alignment dot end. Right after children, so when we will click on the forget password right in here, it will send us to the forget password page. Okay, so in here we will have a gesture detector. Okay, and in there will be on tap event. Okay, whenever we tap on it, it will send us to the forget password, okay, page. Now we didn't create the forget password page yet, so in here we will just leave the comment and we will create that letter. Okay, now we will leave just as a comment. Okay, we will work on that letter. So now right after in here will be child, and right in the child we will show text, and in text we will say forget password. Okay, for the forget button, forget password. Now let's do some styling for it to make it in a proper shape. Okay, style, text style. Let's set the font weight first. Font weight dot W400. We'll go with this one. Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit bold. Right after we will set the color, colors dot white. Okay, now let's set the font size. Font size will be 17. Okay, it's fine in here. Now let's check this. Come here and click on this run main dot, click on this play button, and let's see. As you guys can see in here, the forget, okay, password. So it's fine in here, and we will add the click event later. Now right after we will create a, in here right after down in here we will create a login button. Okay, so let's go and do that. Right after this row in here we will create that, but first we will go and create a button for it. Okay, so right in the widget we will create a new dot file, and we will name this as a button login. Okay, now right in here we will have a stateless widget. Okay, and we're gonna name this as a button login. Okay, so we will remove that const key, we don't need this in here. Now click on the stateless widget and import the library material.dot, as you guys can see. Okay, now we're gonna need some variables. We will create that first. Okay, and here the first one will be final string type, and it's gonna be for the text. Okay, and right after final is gonna be a void callback. Okay, and it's gonna be pressed in here. And let me tell you about this void callback. What is the working of that? Okay, void callback, basically it's a function which is basically text no parameter and return no parameters. Okay, so we just create that in here and then this as a press. Okay, so whenever the user click on it or press the button, we will send him or her to the next page. Okay, in the future. Now right after, let's create another one final. This one will be for the colors 1. Okay, final, we will go another colors dot 2, just 2. Okay, that's fine in here. Now let's go and create a constructor for this. So we will send here button login. Okay, and in here semicolon. Now write down in here required this dot, we will go with the text first, and right after required we will go with this dot, we will go with the press. Okay, and right after required we will go with the this dot color 1, and right after we will go with the required this dot color 2. Okay, so that's fine in here. And let me tell you one more thing, all of these references that we are made. Okay, and because of finals, value of this variable will not be changed. Okay, so it's gonna be permanent, and we will use this for the button. Okay, so that's the working of it. And also we created the references before. Okay, like for the enter email and enter password. So let's go and further work more. Now let's hop in the widget build. In here we will remove that container and we will have a gesture detector. Okay, right in the gesture detector we will have our own type, click event. Okay, and in here there's gonna be a press. Okay, that we created just before that one in here. So in here will be press. Okay, on tap, whenever the user press we will send him to the another page in the future. So right in here child, and in child let's do some padding. Okay, to give a proper shape. Edge and sec, we will go with the only, we will get the top to 6.0 and the bottom will be 6.02. Okay, and right after in here child go with container widget, and right in the container widget there will be some properties. The first one will be width, we will set that. Okay, first double dot infinity. Okay, right in here height will be, let's say 65. It is too big. Later on we will change that, we will test that in a while. Okay, now right after let's do some decoration for it. Okay, box decoration. Now we will give a mixture of a two color. It will be a beautiful combo right in the box decoration. Okay, so in here we will say border radius and then border radius dot circular. It will be kind of in a circular shape. Okay, it will be 12. Right after we will give the gradient, now the mixture of two color, okay, in here, so linear gradient, okay. Now right in there we will begin it with the alignment dot center left, okay, and we will end this to the alignment dot center right, okay. And right after colors will be in here, the mixture, okay. We will go with the first one, colors, let's say red accent. It will be kind of similar to this, okay, like we did for the enter password and enter email, okay. The color will be similar, so let's go with the red accent, okay. And then colors, we will go with the red one this time. Let's start displaying in here red, that's fine in here, as you guys can see, okay. Now let's have some box shadow for it, okay, like we did in here, as you guys can see in here. I hope so that you guys can see in here this box shadow, okay, like we did it before for the enter email, enter password, as you guys can see in here, okay. And it's kind of blur, okay. Now we will do the same for the login one, okay. So right in here, right after this linear gradient, in here we will have a box shadow, okay. So for time saving, we will simply go to the text field container right in here, and we will copy this box shadow, okay. Just for time saving, we will copy that and that one, okay. Let's simply do that, copy it, okay, and close this. And now right in the button login, right in here, just paste it, okay, like this. There is a box shadow and there is also box shadow. Now we will close this box shadow, okay. Like first cut this again, cut it, okay, like that. And in here first we will say box shadow, okay, and right in there, now paste it again, okay, so the red line will not appear, okay. Now we will set it a little bit, okay. Now in here we will set this to 3, again in here also we will set this to 3, okay, and this will be 1 and this will be 4. The color is fine in here. Now in this offset you will set the -5, and now in here with the -5, okay. This one, and also red accent, that's fine in here, okay. All good. Now right after this box decoration there will be child, and in child will be center widget, and in center widget will be child, okay. And in child will be text, and in text we will show the text, okay. Now style, let's do some styling for it. Text style, as usual, we will set the font size, we will set it to 20, and right after we will set the color to colors dot white, okay. And right after font weight will be font weight, we will go with a bold one, okay. With the bold one, W800, not too bold, that's fine here, okay. All good, all the working is done for the button login, as you guys can see in here. Now we will simply remove this yellow lines, okay. Just simply add the const modifier, and you guys can also ignore that const modifier, it will not cause error, okay. But just add it, so these yellow lines will be removed and the code will be clean, okay, as you guys can see. Now we will simply use that button login, but first we will close that from here. Now in the info dot write in the credential. Okay, in here right after this row. Okay, in here we will use that. Okay, button login. Let's remove this. So now we will edit one by one. Okay, now right in here first we will set the text as we set it in the button login. Okay, as you guys can see, now we will set the color for it. Color 1 will be colors dot red. Okay, and right after colors dot red accent. Okay, all good in here. Now we're gonna add the press event. Okay, so in here we will say press. Okay, and it's gonna be async. Okay, and this asynchronous function runs synchronously until the first await keyword. Okay, so now we will write that in here. First we will say try and write in the try. Okay, in here we will say await and there will be authentication. Okay, for the password and the email. Okay, whenever the user enter their email and password, so it's gonna be authenticate. Okay, and right after we will send him or her, the user, to the home screen. Okay, right in the future. So in here we will say sign in with the email and password, as you guys can see in here. Okay, and we already add the dependencies for this before. Okay, let's remove that for now. We will edit one by one. Okay, in here there will be email and email text controller dot text dot string. Okay, to the lowercase. And now also for password. Okay, pass text controller dot text dot string. Now right after in here we didn't create the home screen page yet, and so in here we will leave a comment, and later on in the upcoming videos we will create it. Okay, home screen. So in here we will create that later. Okay, now right after in here we will say catch if there will be any kind of error during this process. Okay, during the authentication, then we will say Flutter toast. Okay, it's gonna be kind of message through this Flutter toast, and we have already added the dependencies for the Flutter toast. Okay, now let me show you that right in the popspec.yaml. Okay, in here, as you guys can see in here, Flutter toast. Okay, we already add this. Okay, let's close that, and Flutter toast dot show toast, import the library. Let's see, as you guys can see in here, Flutter toast dot. Okay, so Flutter toast, and here we will show the message. There's gonna be error dot to string. Okay, semicolon at the end. All good. So all the working for the logging is done, and in here we will remove that yellow lines const modifier, all good. Okay, so now as you guys can see in here, there is a button login and all the working is done. Okay, now we will simply test the app and see the output. Just Control S, or you can do it from here, run man.dart. Okay, let's see now. As you guys can see in here, beautiful button for login. Okay, so it's look really cool. Okay, and right up here there is a forget password. So for now all the working is done, and now let's just go and create a home screen page and also for the forget password. Okay, let's do that, and we will add this in the click event. So we will come right here, click on the lib, create a new directory, and we will name this as a forget password. Okay, underscore password. So right in here we will create a dart file and we will name this as a forget underscore password. Okay, that's fine in here. Now right in here we will have a stateless widget. Okay, and we gonna name this as a forget password screen. Okay, remove that const tree, we don't need this. Click on in here, stateless widget, and import that material.dart. All good in here. Now we're gonna leave this as an empty page. Okay, but in the upcoming next videos we will work on this. Okay, now let's go back to the info.dart and write in here forget password. As you guys can see in here, this click event on tab. In here we will send the user to the forget screen page. Okay, so in here we will say, let's remove that comment, we will say navigator dot push replacement. Okay, this is going to send the user to the next page, I mean to the forget password page. Okay, now context there will be, and in here we will set the root, it's going to be material page root. Okay, as you guys can see in here. Okay, and there will be a builder. We will simply set it to forget password. There we go. Okay, now at the end semicolon, as you guys can see. Okay, so this will basically send the user to the forget screen page. Okay, as you guys can see, I will show you that in a while, but we didn't create anything in the forget screen password, so there will be nothing. Okay, it will be just an empty page. Now let's do the same for the login. Okay, whenever the user click on the login button, and if their email and password is authenticated successfully, then we will send that user to the home screen. Okay, so let's go and create a home screen page. Okay, and it's gonna be empty for now, so let's do that. Now we will come right here, click on this lib and create a new dart file, and we will name this as a home. Let's start from a small alphabet, home underscore screen. Okay, that's fine in here. Let's do that in a proper manner. Now it's fine like that, but we will do that in a proper manner. Okay, we will simply delete that home screen dot. Okay, as you guys can see in here, let's delete that. Okay, delete it. Now come right here, click on this lib again, first create a directory. Okay, we're gonna name this as a home screen. As you guys can see, a directory is created, the folder. Now right in the folder we will create a dart file, and we're gonna name this as a home screen Okay, now right in there we will have a stateful widget this time. Okay, and we're gonna name this as a home screen page. Okay, or it's fine like that, home screen just fine. Okay, now we will remove that from here. We don't need this response key. Now we will import the library material.dot, as you guys can see here. Now let's close that home screen dot for get screen, this one, close it. Now in here we will remove this comment line. Okay, writing the login in here, and we will say navigator, or we can simply copy that. Okay, from here copy it, simply copy it and go down right in here, paste it, as you guys can see in here. Okay, this one I just paste it. Now in here we will remove that and we will say home screen. Okay, as you guys can see, now we will import the library. As you guys can see in here, home screen dot error is gone. Now all good. Now let's go and test that. Okay, click on this unman.dot and you guys will notice now. Let's go and check it. Okay, and now if I click on this forget password, it will send me to a forget password screen. Okay, but this gonna be empty. Okay, let's go, click on it. As you guys can see in here, it's empty. Okay, it's empty page, as I told you before. Now run again. So let's run again, and in the future we will check the login. Okay, and we will not check this login. Okay, for now, because we didn't create any sign up page yet for the sign up email, I mean for the user, so that we can store their data in the Firebase. So we didn't create that yet. We will leave this empty for now, and in the future whenever we complete the sign up page, okay, and our users data gonna be stored right in the Firebase, then we will check that. Okay, and it's worked totally fine for now. So that's it for this video, and we will start work right in the next video from here.